Hey everyone, we're going to do our 6th video, and in this one we're going to focus more on watercolor. And so for this project we're going to be using this Julie Nutting, or is it Nutting? I'm not sure. Paper doll stamp set. It's a stamp, the lady, and sentiment. And I stamped it already and forgot to turn on the camera. So what I did was, once I stamped it in the VersaFine Black Onyx ink, I used the clear embossing powder to set it quickly. So that's what I was doing there. And so I'm just taking different distress inks. This one is Tea Stain. And all I'm doing is, once I smushed it down on the block, I squeezed out some of my water from my water brush here, and I'm just laying down the color. And then in certain spots I'm trying to darken it up a little bit, just to give it a little bit of shading, but not spending a whole lot of time on it, because right now I just want to get the color down. And then just going back through, looking for any spots that I may have missed to fill in. So on this pink, which I believe is the raspberry, picked raspberry, I'm just grabbing, and I did kind of like a wash. And then I went back through and made parts of it darker than others. And then on the cap, I wanted to color in the whole thing in the pink, and then especially the part that looked like gathered fabric. And my color ideas for her dress and stuff was like a pink, yellow with hints of purple. I like that combo. So her hair, the ruffles, part of the ruffles on the dress and part of her shoes, I used the yellow. And then I'm going to take the purple and I'm going to use that on the flower, on the side of the hat, and on part of her ruffles. And then that little like smudge I did is actually a brown that is going to go for the bottom of the shoe. And really and truly, I could have ended the video right here. She's really super cute. Give her a little bit of grounding, and it would have been a very pretty, it would have been a pretty card. But being that it's the anniversary of the channel, I felt like, you know what, we got to step this up a little bit. So I am going to give her some flooring, so she's just not floating. So I'm laying down some, I want to say I used pumice stone on this one. And then I took a little bit of the hickory smoke to darken it up just a little bit right underneath her feet, to create a little bit of a shadow. Alright, and then I decided to take out my favorite blue, which I want to say is, oh my goodness, it's always on the tip of my tongue, but it's very pretty, and I always use it for all of my skies and things like that with the blue. And it is the Tumbled Glass, is the blue that we're using kind of as a wash over the entire background. And it's so light that really you can't even tell that I'm doing it at the moment, because the paper is so bright in the screen right now. But when you look at it in person, you can see the slight wash of the blue, and it's really pretty. It looks like she's out on the beach, literally. And then once I was done laying this down, I started thinking, like, I liked what we did coloring wise. It wasn't anything, over the top crazy hard, but I was like, you know what, I want to incorporate things that I like to do with these, especially these paper doll stamps. and that's paper piece. So I'm looking at the different papers, trying to figure out what I wanted to use for this particular, like the overdress. So I decided to go with the polka dots. I'm going to just do a quick little bit of fussy cutting. I'm still learning and, you know, practicing on this, on the, what they call fussy cutting, because sometimes I do want to move the scissors, but the trick is to keep your scissors straight and to move the paper. Do it as best as you can. And I'm sure, you know, as you do it, you get more comfortable and you get better at it. But for me, it's just, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and I just, you know, make it work. Get it done. So once I get her completely cut out, I decide, you know, the best thing to do, which is my trick for everybody, get that black marker out and go around your edges. Even if you don't cut it straight, just by going along the edge, you can make the card or the piece that you're paper piecing look very good. You know what I mean? Where it looks like you cut it straight, there's no issues. It really does finish it off really well. So I'm just using my Spectrum Noir marker to go around the edge. And then I'm using my Scotch Quick Glue. And I didn't want to put down so much that it oozed out, so I was just wiping a little bit. It put it on my finger, but I just wiped it off. And I always try to go through with like a gray marker to try and do like just some lines to define where some of the shadow is on the, you know, the dress, the paper piece part, so it looks like it's actually a part of, you know, what we just created, instead of it not blending well. So the card I did was 5.5 by 7. And I decided, since I used the polka dot on the, like the cover up, I was thinking, you know, what would make this cool would be to trim down the actual painting that we, you know, the drawing that we just did, and then cut like a strip of the polka dots to go on the one end. So then you have just a nice border of polka dot along the one side. I just think that would be super cute. So then once we had that down, I grabbed my foam tape and we're just going to lay that down. Anytime you use watercolor, and, you know, especially on paper, even if it's watercolor paper, it's easier or better sometimes to use the foam tape because of the warping with the water. And I don't always lay or tape my paper down as I'm working, so the foam tape helps. So now I'm digging this. I love my stripe, and I decided on this one to take it up a notch, and instead of doing sequins, we're going to use our clear droplets. And these are the 6mm, I believe 6mm and 4mm from Pretty Pink Posh. And to put these down, I use my glossy accents, because I figured if it, you know, since it's a clear droplet, if it does, once it does dry, it would dry clear enough that you wouldn't see it, you know, through the gem. And since they're rounded, you know, the droplets are pretty easy to pick up, so I don't even use like the pickup tool or anything like that for this one, even though I'm probably sure you could. And then once everything is glued down, your card is done. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been a really fun week. I have really enjoyed putting all these different videos up and in celebration of our 1-year anniversary. Please make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And I will see you guys with our next video, which will be Sunday. So I'll look forward to seeing you then. Bye.